My first $1 million time was I was pulling my own dumpster. I had a sub crew and I had a F-250 7.3 diesel.
Nice.
So I would sell my own jobs and then I'd do the job.
Nice.
And that was my hamster wheel, so to speak. Yep.
Hamster wheel of profit, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What's up, roofers, contractors, solar guys? I've got a freaking kick-ass episode with a guy here, Sterling, who started off in some different rough places and is one of these contractors who grew to a multi-million-dollar business, thought he had it all, and actually his life was more hell that he scaled his business. The bigger you grow your contracting business, sometimes burnout hits. And inside of this episode, you're going to learn what to do when you hit that brick wall, when you don't have anywhere to turn. You're handling all the different things. I always talk about the Dick Van Dyke from Mary Poppins playing all the different instruments. Eventually, you've got customers complaining, entitled employees letting you down. You've got sometimes inability to have different systems, so you don't know money in, money out. The bills are here, responsibilities are there, and no time to do what you love most. Sterling, man, what was it like? What $2 million contractor? Did you have it all?
I thought I had it all. At $2 million, you think you got to figure it out. You think, your wheels are turning and you're making all this money and everything, but your books aren't getting tracked. You don't have any data, stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of different contractors are struggling to find a CRM. They don't have business systems. I think many people have, a few employees. I mean, how many people, when you came at that multi-million-dollar level, you had multi-million in sales, but how many employees?
Man, I think there was like 2 employees.
2 employees?
Yeah.
So you're usually mostly subcontractors and just a couple of people in your office, like a lot of people watching this.
Yep.
And guys, if this sounds like your story, you need to like and subscribe, pay attention, get your notepad out, because what happened?
Putting out fires, being burnt out, playing multiple roles, multiple hats, the whole 9 yards, man. It's just like a whole $2 million company pretty much on yourself, because you got an office manager and you got a project manager and then you got your sub crews.
Now, you're an athletic dude in shape.
I try.
All right. So, I had a lot of energy. You were telling me that when you had this growth, you had a multi-million-dollar business and all this shit going on, that you'd be fucking taking naps. You were so burnt out.
Yeah, man, it'd be sometimes that it was just so much stuff. I'm a workaholic. I grind it out. I get the grunt work done and all the paperwork on the back end when I can. But
I call that being a good clerk.
Yeah.
You're a good clerk with them big muscles.
At times, man,
Paper
it would
pusher.
we'd be so burnt out. I would be so burnt out. I would just have to just crash out, man. Just literally, energy is just like at the floor. 3 o'clock in the evening, I go home and just literally just fall out on the couch, man, or the floor.
Look, if you have ever experienced some of that, meth is not a good solution. Neither is Adderall. Adderall is prescribed to people for ADD and for energy. And I just want you to know, dude, you want energy? Wake up in the morning, spend some time with yourself in silence. Figure out what you want. Visualize your goals. Go to the gym. Work out a sweat. Have a higher reason. List your goals. Do something good for your family. Do something good for your team. And all of a sudden, if you walk around, you want to make somebody else happy, then tell them that their shoes look good. Tell them that their smile looks good. I mean, the reality is when we make other people happy, when we do stuff for other people, when we're in service, that's where really true happiness comes from. And, I think we need to get to the bottom of this because, you didn't start off as a successful roofer. You worked your way up from the bottom, actually doing roofs with your hands. But even before that, you had a choice to make. We were talking about this before. You see some people on my channel, shout out to BDR. And look, whether you smoke, you drink, or you smoke crack, I love all roofers everywhere, but I do believe that, we're all out there. Great men are taken down by a few things, whether it's drugs, alcohol, the inability to, be faithful, or you're addicted to sex, or, greed. And I think that those things will take down any contractor. And I have to not make light of those situations, but tell me about, your background and where you grew up.
So I grew up in Redford, Livonia area, Michigan, Metro Detroit area. Those who knew the area, they know how that area can be. And
is it like 8 Mile?
Everybody comes to Michigan, they want to visit 8 Mile.
Yeah, I did. But then I noticed there's 22 Mile and 23 Mile. And
that's funny. When you were out there, you sold him a roof too, right?
Yeah.
M&M?
Well, I didn't sell him a roof. I almost sold him a roof, but I sold myself enough roofs to get me a brand new 24.5-foot wakeboarding boat paid for as a cash sales bonus. And at that time, I was sort of the sales manager, salesman, and just making like $200,000 and having a fucking paid in full $65,000 boat. That was like the year of my life. In my state.
Leaves everywhere, guys. So, yeah, just background. Grew up in the Redford, Livonia area. 11th grade. I was a bad kid. Fighting in school, pretty much doing whatever I wanted to do, smoking weed, all that shit. 11th grade, I dropped out. Decided this isn't for me, man. I'm going to start roofing, man. So,
oh, nice, dude.
Yeah, so started laboring and stuff at that time. You're dumb and young, and you think that, whatever might be $18 an hour is good money. I don't need school anymore, so we started doing that. Working our way up. You start.
What's your average paycheck then?
Oh my God, what was it, man? That was way back. I don't know, say about like maybe $800 or something.
That ain't bad money, dude. I'm not gonna talk shit about a young man, a kid, back then making $800 a week. Now, obviously, you got to start somewhere. But when you're making $800 a week and you see people out there that are, you knew some people in the game. How much were they making?
Oh man, in the game, I want to say probably about $2,500 a week, maybe more.
3 times as much.
Yeah.
And they're selling weed. What are they selling?
Man, weed, coke, pills, all that
weed,
stuff.
coke, pills. That's like what they said in Cabo San Lucas when I went down there. Weed, coke, pills, what you want, man, gringo.
Oh man.
So you worked up any entrepreneurship in the arts out there on the streets?
Yeah. So after jumping,
you were a roofer and slanger.
Yeah,
a roof slanger. Yeah, you're a old school roof slanger.
So,
did you ever get caught up by the law? You been arrested?
Yeah, I've been arrested a bunch of times, but just for stupid petty stuff. A little 1-2 days in the jail. 5 days there. You know what I mean? What I mean? Yeah.
I've been arrested a few times for dumb petty stuff.
Yeah. So you bump your head hard enough, you start.
But it's been a while. Thank God, by the grace of God. Please don't let me go back. Please, 8 pound 4 ounce baby Jesus.
Yeah, so after that, I had a certain individual in my life that was an older sibling of mine, and kind of inspired me to go take different routes in my life.
He gave you some good positive feedback or negative feedback?
It was like a love-hate relationship with the negative positive. It was like, hey, take my route in life. This is what I'm doing. So took that route, bumped my head a couple times. I was in the streets.
That means you sold some drugs, and did somebody pull a gun on you?
No.
You just not. Cops get behind you with cocaine in the car?
No, nothing of that. It was just really just being smart, just being smart about it.
Oh, you're a smart guy. Nice.
Yeah, so I mean, you see guys getting killed left and right, and the bad outcomes of that lifestyle, and you're like, it's not for me, man. So, what are we gonna do? We're gonna pick up a roofing gun. We're gonna start banging some shingles.
Just fucking raise the status of the blue collar entrepreneur, baby. That's an honor in that shit. I mean, a lot of people are look down. Do you believe people look down on roofers?
Oh yeah, there was a long point in time when I was like, I'm in construction. I'm not a roofer. Mm-hmm. I'm in construction for sure. So people look down upon it, but
I'm in construction. I'm not the only one afraid to run around and tell people I'm the roofers. But it's when I became a blue collar millionaire, I became proud of that shit.
Exactly.
I was listening to a podcast with Ed Milet and Micro from Dirty Jobs. He said out of the 300 dirty jobs, that people that were cleaning shit and doing all the crazy shit, 50 of them were millionaires. And so a lot of people started like you on the roof. When did you start to make that transition? What got you off of the roof? Do you remember the moment that you got the tool belt off and then you noticed that you had paperwork skills, or when did you learn to sell?
Learning to sell, honestly, man. Okay, so you got the guys that sold top $1 million sales guys at roofing companies. They break off to start their own roofing company. Me, I had to learn it all on my own. YouTube videos, chiming in with this guy, having a conversation with this guy. So before I bought my building for the company, I was running everything on my rental house. And, I had an equipter out there dumping that in the middle of the street, dump trailers, all that stuff. Neighbors pissed off, calling the police on me. That was my transition period.
So you invested in an equipter before you invested in an office.
I did, yeah.
How'd that work?
I did. Got a loan, took it out, and started paying $1,000 a month.
and it helped build a brand of quality, right?
It did, yeah. It did. A lot of build of quality.
Only $36,000. You think that thing's paid for itself?
Yeah, all those apartment buildings we can be cranking out, for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, do you think people buy the roof because they see how clean or a good job or professional that thing looks on site?
Yeah, you park that thing outside of a job site, raise it up to the top, and they're so amazed of, look at this machine. You stand on it and drive it around. It collects like 15 to 20 square at a time, and you drive it over and dump it in a dumpster. It sells jobs just from the machinery alone.
Hey, there's a gold nugget. Shout out to my friends at Equipter. Hopefully we see you at the Blue Collar American Dream Conference. They've been a member of all the different conferences we've done. They're always there. So I just wanted to make sure and give them a plug.
Shout out to Equipter.
So talk to me about how you became a multi-million-dollar contractor before me. You where was that next step? Because so now, how'd you sell your first million?
My first $1 million time was I was pulling my own dumpster. I had a sub crew and I had a F-250 7.3 diesel.
Nice.
So I would sell my own jobs and then I'd do the job.
Nice.
And that was my hamster wheel, so to speak. Yep.
Hamster wheel of profit, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You made good money, right?
I did. Yeah, I did. A lot of, it wasn't a lot of overhead incorporated into that.
Yeah,
so,
like
it was good. Yeah. And then I would piggyback my own jobs, and.
Was it hard to take hard-earned money out of the bank account and invest it back into the business?
No, not for me. It wasn't. I was kind of smart in that aspect. I wasn't a big partier and all that stuff, and I wanted to grow. I knew from a young age I always wanted to grow and elevate, and I was like, what am I going to do to get there? So
that's what I love about gym rats.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what kind of gym rat you are. You're a growth-minded individual. Doesn't matter how smart you are. I don't need fucking smart. I don't need smart. I want people that are hungry. They want to fucking grow. And that are willing to work for it. Yeah. All it takes is a good attitude and a good work ethic.
Yeah, and that's me.
All right. So whenever you joined the program, what'd you tell me?
I'm tired of running around like crazy, man. I'm tired of wearing all the hats. I can't do it all anymore. Tired of being burnout. So
be honest with them now. A lot of people struggle with this. Okay, they think that this journey that you just explained, going from where you were, is very honorable. Just getting to 2 million, running your own truck, having equipment. Your whole journey of investing that money into a building, even before we came along here, this is fucking inspiring and an incredible blue collar multi-million story before me. You know what I'm saying? But you struggled with something I call imposter syndrome, where people think it's not enough because you didn't want to do this podcast until you had something to say.
Exactly. I wanted to build up a bigger bang for my buck, man.
Look
more
at
content.
Everything you just fucking said. That's a badass story. People want to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the whole journey of learning how to tell our story. And so now I want to hear about how your story of success helped others, because I know there was a transition where you started sharing your story, hiring salespeople, and I want to know about now, audience view. Now we're to the point where you got a multi-million-dollar business. You've heard Sterling's story. Hopefully, now as we break down his first moves and how he was able to get back his time, he was burnt out. He didn't have the right systems in place. He didn't have a consistent way to generate business. I'm sure there was a time where you would be worried about production, but then you'd be focused on production and then you wouldn't have sales. Yeah. Do you ever remember having sales problems?
Yeah, man. There's just so many problems all over the place. It was like, to put out a fire, they came constantly, and so you had to run around like crazy. I mean, my days were starting at pulling a dumpster for your own jobs.
That's a dumpster fire itself.
Exactly.
Fuck, I'm pulling a dumpster for my company.
Yeah.
If that's you, man.
Get rid of it. Don't do it, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, look, there's honor because you think you're saving money, making money, but the entrepreneur, if someone else can do it, let them do it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's letting go of the wheels. One thing that Lee taught me and instilled in me was letting go of the wheel, man.
All right, so step one, you need to learn to let go.
Yes, 100%.
Let go.
Yep.
So then I'd say step two is you got to identify what you're missing. And so when you came to me, explain your company, explain what you were missing.
So when I came to Lee, that was at the Blue Collar Conference. Let's see, I had a project manager out there in the field, pretty much running around, making sure all the jobs were going good. It was me doing pretty much everything else, and I had an office manager. Shout out to Lydia. She's still with me to today.
But you didn't have a sales team.
Did not have a sales team. I was the only one running sales.
Okay,
Yep.
so you're actually doing sales and production.
Sales, production.
Dude, you're a one-man band motherfucker.
Yeah, seriously.
A bad motherfucker.
Yeah, I was doing the accordion, the drum with the with my foot and everything.
Shit, man. No wonder you're a talented son of a bitch. I love to see these guys really succeed. If this is you, pay attention, guys, because your talent is holding you back from success. Do you ever feel like that because you could do everything that actually it would hold you back?
In a sense, I just needed somebody else to bring that to my light. You know what I mean?
So how long did you kind of stay in that trap where you thought you were making money, saving profit, and how long did you?
About a year and a half.
Okay.
I did that for a year and a half.
That's a good, honest answer.
For myself, I paid for cash for my house.
Ooh.
So, I mean, I was in this little, like, realm in life to where I was like, yeah, I'm cool, but then,
Boss all hard motherfucker better find me.
Yeah, but then I got an inkling of Lee and came out to the Blue Collar Conference, and I seen that what you made of these other companies on top of what they already done for themselves. And I'm like, dude, let's go. You know.
And so let's get into that because I really want to unpack what we've done. I'm so proud of your accomplishments.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
He's grown from $2 million to almost $6 million, or how much was it?
I think it's like 5.4.
So
yeah,
$5.4 million.
Yeah.
More importantly, very healthy growth, great culture, and he's in an area where sometimes it's hard to find a good roofer. More importantly, a good roofer that has a ton of leads. And if you're a contractor, a roofer, solar person in Michigan, you need to connect with Renaissance Contracting and Remodeling.
Sure, holler at us, man.
We're going to be doing some different educational events and collaboration stuff. But the main thing is Sterling, you were handling sales, but also handling production. So the first thing I said was, dude, you got to let go of at least the production, right?
Yeah.
So did that not help? So I believe that identifying the position that he was missing was a step. But then a lot of you don't have production managers. You don't have someone that orders the jobs, that does the work orders, that actually assigns the tasks, that does it in a CRM. And I'm I guess assuming that they have a CRM. If you don't have an actual software that tracks the leads, builds collections, then really, honestly, you got to just stop what you're doing. And if you want some help, I'm happy to help you out. But, you already had a software at this point.
Yeah, I had Job Nimbus at that time. Yep.
Okay.
Job Nimbus.
And so talk to me about, hiring your first production manager.
Oh, my goodness. It was like I could just blow the top off a sale as much as I want, and it was just somebody over there just taking care of it.
Who was it?
Sean Cruz. He's actually a repair tech. I'm a big believer in building people up, from, a lower.
So he came from on the roof.
Yep.
And you put him in a position to be more of an admin.
Exactly. Yeah, more of a career move for him, you know.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Sean, dude. Congrats.
Yeah, for sure. So he came on board and he pretty much, I seen a lot of different qualities in him. Just it wasn't that person in his life that gave him the opportunity, and I wanted to be that guy, and that's what we did. So him coming on board, ordering dumpsters, ordering, scheduling the crews, ordering material, and anything that runs in between those three has made my life tremendously better, man. So
now, sometimes people are like, well, quality is going to go down or they're going to make a mistake. I'm sure there's been times where Sean didn't do something as well as you.
Yeah, but mistakes are always good because you're going to learn and grow from them. So
yeah,
you want to have a good production manager, you're going to have them make mistakes, but just keep them minimal,
Yeah.
Constant meetings all the time too. Communication being such a big thing, it's undervalued.
Hell yeah.
A lot of times, so.
All right, so that begins to free you up, but you still don't have the volume of sales to double sales because customer acquisition is the most important thing. And really, it brings me to the thing you were kind of uncomfortable with. We're doing it right now, telling your story, doing video.
Yeah.
Right? Be honest with them.
Yeah, I was terrible in front of cameras, so uncomfortable. Lee helped me get out of my comfort zone. And, man, the growth spurt from then until now, I'd jump in front of a camera and we'll get it going.
Yeah, so you don't get enough leads. You're watching this right now, and if you're a retail, if you're an insurance guy, if you're dependent on chasing storms, it doesn't matter who you are. Your sales guys, you have to get more leads, and you need a consistent, dependable way to do it. So, that's what being able to advertise through social media really represents for somebody, is kind of the opportunity to build a brand, get leads, turn them into jobs. It's kind of like printing money.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Yeah.
So talk to them about your first campaigns, because I believe that getting more freedom involves, in a retail market, how are you going to attract top talent if you don't have leads?
If they don't know you, they won't flow you.
That's right. And so he's talking about, basically, it was one of the biggest challenges for you was insurance versus retail.
That's it.
Right?
100%.
And so if you're insurance versus retail contractor, I want you to pay attention. A lot of retail contractors, there's a myth out there that door-to-door won't work. Right?
Door does.
Did you not? Did you have some of these thoughts?
I did. I was beating myself up about it. Yeah, Lee is all insurance. I don't know if he can help me, blah, blah, blah. But no, that totally wasn't the case. We implemented SkyDiamonds into RCR fully.
But still, walking into a neighborhood and offering retail roofs is kind of challenging.
It is a little challenging, especially when it's like kind of a cold call situation.
Yeah.
And it's harder for them to come, hey, I'm knocking on your door. We're right down the street. I need you to pay $20,000 within the next 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Versus, hey, we're right down the street and we might have storm damage on the roof. It's only going to be $1,000 deductible. How's that sound? Pretty cool, right?
Right.
Yeah. So.
See, I believe that the retail hybrid pitch, where you get on the roof with insurance and then you say there's not enough damage, let's talk about this solution here where zero money down and a 15% price value guarantee says boom, 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 and you sell them a retail roof. I think that's a great way to do it. I think what you've done is you've also you've knocked doors around your builds to create more leads.
6-pack, yep.
You have started creating the videos. I think that's the main thing, that unfair advantage that we teach is, like, if you follow the format where you use hook story offer, where you're able to use the hidden damage video. Yep. Even if you're not in storm damage, hidden damage to your roof could mean hidden damage from those organic shingles.
Yep.
Could mean hidden damage to pipe flashing, step flashings.
Yeah, discontinued shingles, yeah, for sure.
So tell me about the video ad, your first video. How effective was it?
Very effective. I did a build video, and the feedback and the amount of leads that came through was like opening a fire hose, man. It was great. I never experienced it because I wasn't into shooting the videos until I joined SkyDiamonds. But yeah, we did and then we did another build video after that, and then I kind of spread the word out to the rest of the sales team, and hey, jump in front of a camera, do a testimonial video, and then we moved on to 5 things we do differently videos, and the trend continued.
And I think that, each company makes the videos their own. They make them better. And what I love about yours is that it's all based off of retail. And, going from 2 million to 5.4 million is even more impressive. When you told me that your AR for the year was very relative. It was like 6 figures. I mean, low 6 figars in AR on 5.4 million in sales, which means you completed, you're 99.9% done and in the red. And I'm proud of you, bro. But we keep dissecting this because I want these guys to understand how to get more freedom. You got a production manager, you've got more leads, but you still don't have the fucking sales team. At this point, when you first started, who was running the leads?
Me.
No shit. I knew
All
that.
me.
Knew that shit, right? How did you juggle?
Oh, man, just long days, 14, 16-hour days, no life, just Renaissance, man, just RCR all day. Yeah, it was tough. Yeah,
okay.
It was tough.
What was fun, too? I mean, then when you got lucky overnight, you had like a little hailstorm, did you?
Yeah, so we had a hailstorm. I called you on that, too. Yeah, so we right after a coaching call, I think a storm call came that day, man, and we went out to Ovid, Michigan. Uh-huh. We totaled out about 20, it was right in between 28 and 30 roofs we got out there.
Nice.
And you inspired me on that, at least.
Nice.
So shout out to...
Now you're prepared. Now you know how to do it. But next year there may be a bigger storm.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality is that basically you have a new skill set with insurance.
Yeah.
And it's this hybrid approach, retail and insurance together, that really makes us both more deadly. And, I think that's great. But, the coolest thing about it is that now, you have leads, you have opportunity, you have a place to door knock. How did that lead to sales guys? Now, this is the next thing. You need freaking sales guys. Guys, if you're a solar guy, roofing guy, contractor, you're selling windows, you need leads, and then you need to assign those leads for someone to close and follow up with them. They got to follow a proven sales process. They got to follow up with them. They got to give them a written proposal, and they got to know how to close. And, you know, it's that simple. It will overcome so many deficiencies in your business. And when you have it, you have a literally ability to prevent money. Now, customer service, quality, you got to build the back end behind it to stay caught up. But it's really this focus on recruiting, on a sales team, and on guys that can actually take the leads and turn them into more leads, right? Because talk to me about, you had no sales guys. Who was the first hire? When did that happen? How did it happen?
So Indeed ads, another thing from SkyDiamonds. So we put the Indeed ads out. They started bringing off the hook, man. So we bring them in for these interviews, separate the serious from the curious. We had two sales guys come in. They were solid candidates. Actually, one of them, he's $1 million sales guy, just wasn't happy at his last place of employment. So, hey, we brought him on board. We hit the ground running. And then we continued with the Facebook ads for recruiting, and then did a recruiting event. But with those two sales guys, we kind of took off from there, man. So
and I think this could be the point where we do a little bit more.
Yeah.
This video, the owner's story, their testimonial videos, a commitment for you to share more on social media of the opportunity to be a coach for SkyDiamonds Retail in Michigan, to help these other contractors that want to double in sales, help other salespeople that want to be like you, a blue-collar millionaire.
Yeah.
And the reality is, bro, you're a leader out here in the marketplace, and dude, $5 million is not a small roofer. $5 million is fucking in the top, honestly, 200 roofers in the country, or 250 roofers in the country.
Wow.
There's fucking thousands of roofers. I'm telling you, bro, you'd be surprised. Most people are fucking $1 million and lower. Some people, majority of the people that are still kind of looking for information, but kind of smaller in that multi-million-dollar contractor range you talked about, being stuck somewhere between 3.5 million, but you really made that leap into business, because now how many sales guys do you got?
Right now we have 4 quality sales guys. Before, at our Haight we had 6, but it was like 3 of them were closing, 3 of them we had to.
Now you have a sales guy.
Yeah.
You got the sales guys. You got the production manager. What did I tell you that was the next hire?
Sales manager.
There you go. So as you go, owners, your job, remember, he sold the first leads, but his job was not to stay the sales rep. Then he led the first 4 guys out in the field, teaching them how to sell leads, knocking doors around the leads, setting the tone, showing them how to build a book of business. Shadowing. But even though he doesn't have the biggest sales team, and he could certainly manage them himself, who's managing the sales team?
The sales manager.
All right.
Yeah, so that was that was my hardest hire, to get a sales manager, one that was qualified to fit that description and lead that sales team. You got to be a dominant individual. So that was my hardest hire.
What's his
name? His name is Eric.
Nice. What's he do well?
Eric. He leads by example. He was well-rounded in the material aspects, because he actually came from ABC Building Supply. Yeah, so
once you have the leads, the brand, the employment brand, you start getting more of the talent.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy noticed. This guy gravitated to you, right?
Yeah, they gravitated.
Keep going.
Yep. So he came on board, and we got a 3-week. Now we had a sale. So after the sales manager came on board, we got a good sales system. A lot of half the reason why the other sales guys weren't lasting that long is because we didn't have a solid system. And I get it. Coming to a company, you want something that's fall-proof, and a good training process, training pay, and all that, which we have incorporated now. But since he came on board, he's been leading the pack. He's been doing rehashes. So any appointments that don't get sold for some reason, he goes back and closes them again. Walks away with a check. Implementing everything into the CRM.
So guys,
flash reports.
If you're feeling burnt out and you have a multi-million-dollar roofing business, solar business, contracting business, it's because you probably don't have a production manager.
Yep.
You probably don't have a sales manager. You probably don't have a sales team. You probably don't have a marketing system that can get you leads on demand. You probably don't have your books and CRM and everything in order. And my man here, Sterling, had some of this stuff worked out with a solid office manager, with a solid system, with you even being a solid sales guy, and a guy that can do multiple things. Yep. But see, the thing about Sterling here is he's established himself a 5.4 million. And I told him, I said, dude, you have the foundation really to do $10 million with your team, and you don't have to incur a lot of overhead. And you are at the second wave this next year of some good profitability.
Yeah.
Because at $10 million at, where you're at right now, you can forecast, and it just depends on how much you want to grow and what you want to do. If you want to open new locations, how much you want to invest into marketing, how much you want to invest into growth, what your goals are. Mm-hmm. But to me, this is healthy growth because you grow your income with the company. Is that true?
Very true.
And so a lot of times people think that you're not going to grow your income if you grow the company. They're afraid because it's going to cost money. But if you're tight, if you're responsible, if you use... Now, I want you to talk to them about you had a hard time letting go. Now that you are spending a little bit more money, does it kind of make you scratch your head how much you're paying in payroll?
Slightly. I mean, my overhead's not too bad. It's not killing me, but... it definitely has rose right now. But, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do this podcast if it wasn't for delegating those tasks out because I know that they have everything taken care of from production to today's Friday, accounts payable. So they're taking care of everything, man.
Yeah, you just took a little trip.
Yeah.
And you got everything handled. Now, you went from selling the jobs, being the production manager, all in 1 year to you leave town. How long you been out of town?
4 days.
4 days?
Yeah. And
shit... Any fires?
No problem, man. No fires, no nothing. They got it. They just send me updates, and I'm like, okay, cool,
And so, to me, it's like a good example of it doesn't matter if you're a retail contractor, roofing contractor, general contractor. You're going to need more leads. You're going to need sales guys. But this infrastructure, this team, this back end that he has, this is what allows him to be a true entrepreneur. Yeah. Now, for the first time, he can take his head up after putting in some 16-hour days because sometimes you have to do inefficient things that don't scale to implement the process, to lead, to make it work, to set a standard. And the main thing I tell people if you want better quality of life is just always be teaching people while you're doing the grunt work. I mean, if grunt work is knocking doors and you love it, then go knock doors, but always be training somebody to knock doors or some sales manager or some field trainer. If you feel like that you love doing estimates and you're here with the paperwork and all this clerk stuff, you love doing some of this stuff, great. That's a lot of people's strength, but just train other people to do it. Get to the point where you're looking at higher end reports, higher end more strategic things, and then you're leading more. But no matter what, guys, you need more people. And I think the number one thing that makes up for all problems is these sales guys. 4 sales guys, 5.4 million. And you count as a sales guy.
Yeah, right now I can't sell anything.
But you had last year. You sold some.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But you know what that is, guys? This guy averaged over $1 million per sales rep. And I don't know if you're a salespeople person watching this, but right now, how many $1 million producers at your company? I can tell you at my company, not 100% of them sold $1 million. And I'm not saying they did, but at least they averaged $1 million. So if you are in the Midwest or you want leads, you want to plug into a retail market in Michigan, I would highly suggest you get together with Sterling, and you can comment below. How can they get in touch with you?
You can reach us at Renaissance Contracting on IG, on Facebook. Visit our website. You can join Renaissance is on our website as well too. So it's ren-contracting.com. Now,
going to the next step. Okay, what are your goals? You did 2.2, 5 million. 5.4 million 2021. What's 2022 goals?
For what we have logistic wise and where pace is going to be at, we're looking to minimally touch 10.5 million.
Okay. What are the biggest problems you're dealing with now?
An operations manager. Yep. Operation. Biggest problems they'll spread out would probably be just holding everybody accountable. We have processes and the system set in place for everything. And then also sales guys, recruits for sales.
You also have the seasonal issue of it slowing down a little bit over the winter time.
Yep.
So more leads, more sales guys. But, what we have to do is we have to keep recruiting, keep training, keep building up for when things get better. And when I say getting better, maybe doing more leads and virtual processes, figuring out maybe one of these remodeling projects that we can sell that's not roofing during these home efficiency products.
Yeah.
But we need to be just constantly doing more videos, me and you, getting better at the one unfair advantage that we have. That how many other contractors in your area are doing video ads like us?
None.
Oh, that's great. And
None.
so, when you because you said you're going to re-enroll for this year. One thing I'm going to commit this year is that you kind of like block off that territory.
Gotcha.
And that I'm going to just kind of only work with you because I don't have to. I know I can only take about 100 people total, and I'm going to limit it this next year, even for some of these guys, to 6 months. And I'm going to take it like, like serious about who's working in each market, and you're already doing a good job.
That's right, man.
So, building around your team is definitely something I'm excited about. So tell me how are you going to sell through winter?
Right now we're averaging about 2 roofs a week.
Oh, that's pretty good for someone that's a company that's just trying to keep cash flow.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, as long as the bills are getting paid, employees are getting paid.
So the sales
I'm
guys
good.
go out with snow on the roofs and they don't care?
100%, yeah. Everybody in my company is a representation of me. So grunt work, get up on the roof, get it done, whatever it takes to get it done. And so, we shed that culture throughout the whole company, thank God, and with a lot of hard work on the back end. That's what we eat, sleep, and breathe. So we get it done no matter what it is.
Now, we have a magician in the works behind the scenes here, Wizard of Oz, Vice President of Marketing, Tanya. She, maybe you've seen her on some of the Facebook ads. She's punched me in the face.
Shout out to Tanya.
Tanya's worked a lot with Renaissance Contracting.
Yeah.
What can you say specifically about like our marketing division and like how we're able to help you with like your brand, your market, and your like everything we do, and also like the SDU hub? Like you're one of the beta test members, you know? And I see the reviews coming back. Mm-hmm. You're getting automation reviews. Mm-hmm. So talk to me a little bit.
So, all right, we'll start off with SDU Hub. So, a hub where you can track all of your reports for your reviews, all of your leads that are coming in, whether it's a good lead, a bad lead, whatever it might be. It's a good hub to keep everyone on track. So that's that. As far as the marketing team, Alejandro, Juan, and Hensel, they've been great, man. I don't know. I'm almost speechless as far as that goes. They just it's a complete game changer. I mean, I'm coming from installing roofs to now where we're at with dealing with our RCA. You guys are a match to be made with, man.
Well, I think it's a testament to my team.
Yeah,
and
mine as well.
And we've been doing this for 6 years, and no one delivers better results. And a lot of people think of me as, they don't understand that we are generating blue collar millionaires in this freaking program. Dude. But we're very selective with who we work with.
It's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah.
And anyways, if you're watching this, man, I don't know where you're at in the country and you're curious about the program that has helped him grow from $2 million to $5 million. We're going to take him to $10 million this year. It's called SkyDiamonds Elite. You want to hear about how it works. You want to see how it works. Go to tothemooncontractor.com. We're going to put the links in the comments. More importantly, you need to like and subscribe here because we went over the steps that you need if you are burnt out. You need, for one, a CRM. You need a working business process in place for sell, build, collect. You need a production manager, an office manager. You need to not be the only sales rep out there selling the jobs. This guy had to hire his first sales rep, but then hired 6 this year. Mm-hmm. He's left with 4, averaged $1 million per sales rep because you need more leads, and the blue-collar marketing method will get them. The easiest way to do it is video ads through social media. We show them how. Then, with the sales team and the leads, you get more business, which allows you to hire the back end to keep up with the business. And so it doesn't matter if you're retail, if you're insurance. Eventually, your job as an entrepreneur is if someone can do that job, 50 to 70% as good as you, your job is to give them that job, to let them make some mistakes, to train them to get better along the way, and to look at you as the guide. And for me, it's not about making money or doing roofs that really drives me. It's about being the best facilitator of success. That's why we give you all this free information. You've heard, we get a lot of our recruits through the Indeed platform. There's no secrets. We're not charging you money for that. But go out there and try to execute it without doing it exactly how we say. Watch what you get.
That's it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
there's 100%. A little bit more than that, right?
A little bit extra sauce.
A little bit extra sauce.
You guys got to be bought in, man.
Yeah, that's right. And so we really appreciate you if you've made it through this point. If you want to watch the next video, I would tell you right now that learning how to, sell on video, it's very, very simple. And if you watch this next video in the right here, just click the link and subscribe to our future videos. You'll get more information on how to build your story brand. All right, guys, till the next time, we'll see you.
Appreciate you for having me, Lee.